Recently, there has been news that has been making Ndibo, and even Nigerians in diaspora feel like an endangered species. Yes, first we start with the story that happened in somewhere around Njikoka local government area, where a man who decided to relocate home, one thing happened, and he had to be rushed to the hospital. He was malnourished and a lot of other things. And then we also hear a lot of stories of people from diaspora, even when they get tired of staying in another man's land and want to move back home, they keep wondering like, is it the best step for me? Sometimes people in diaspora, when they want to bring their investment home, and they keep wondering like, where exactly am I bringing this investment? Is it really worth it? So today we want to talk about generally how to create an investment worthy homeland for diasporans. So we're going to be looking at the role of the government, the role of the people, the residents, the role of Ndi Nwe Obodo. So yes, and we're going to bring it home to Anambra State. So far so good. How are we doing in terms of diasporans? Are they really seeing us as investment worthy? These are more some of the things we'll be looking at in this morning's conversation, and who will be the best person to do justice to that, if not somebody that have been on both sides of the coin. He's been on the diasporan, he's been on Homeland, he's been part of the government, he's been part of the people. And we're talking about Prince Neville Uchendu, former Transition Committee Chairman, Orumba South Local Government area, popularly known as the Mayor of Atlanta. So, Mayor, a very beautiful morning to you.
Yeah, same to you.
Before we start, I would like to ask, as a diasporan, people in diaspora, when you think of home and think of sending your investment home, what are the things you look out for? And say, yeah, okay, I think my hometown or my homeland has this. Let me send some things. What are the things you look out for? And then are those things in Anambra State?
First of all, the most important thing a diaspora look before trying to invest in his own country is security.
Okay.
And sometimes rule of law. Why I say security and rule of law is this. When you are in Western world, everything goes according to the rule of law. Very important, but the most important above all is security, which Anambra State is doing his best, topping, making the environment a livable community by investing so much on security.
Okay.
Recently, they launched this operation Udogachi in Anambra State, which I know that will do achieve a good in Anambra State, which is the most important thing for a diaspora to look into before investing in anything infrastructure. So I think Anambra State is leading. And our governor, Prophet Chukuma Charles Soludo, have created that enabling environment for investors to be welcomed by putting a lot of things that anytime the Diasporans come home and they will look at those infrastructures and see that it's working. The most important of all again is good roads.
Good roads, okay.
Electricity. Good pipe-borne water.
Okay.
That all those things, and all those things have been put in place in Anambra State, in all honesty. Okay. Is now enjoying nightlife. Which you know, a diaspora, they have people that conduct their business during the day and the other one in the night. So if they invest here,
in the night business,
they will not lose anything. And I know a lot of them are coming back home now because the situation is under control. I mean, security-wise. So I give kudos to our hardworking governor. And based on what he's doing, our Anambra people have nicknamed him, aka Oluwa Tuegu. And what if you're not Tuegu? He is the one Oluwa de Tuegu. Itinye isi n'ụzọ n'ihi na ọ na-alụ from Amobia. Onye agwa na aga enwe dual carriage agwa ta na head to our boundary between Oga and Imo State. Ogarekwe. The same thing is leading to Nnewi. All over. Where we don't go before, where that is not motorable before, is now motorable. That is those things that we look into. The best infrastructure you can put is good road and security, and our governor is investing on it, and that is the only thing that can attract the diasporans to come back home and invest too.
All right, so let's actually look at attracting them. It's one thing to have that thing, it's another thing to think of home. Some of these diasporans have been outside their homeland for years. Some don't even remember what their homeland looks like. And some don't even know the development that is even going on in their homeland. So what I would like to know is, how can we attract them back home? Since you said these things are already in place, whose job is it to make them come back home? Is it just the job of the government? Or is it the community that is supposed to reach out to their children that have not been back for a while? Or is it just the family? Who is supposed to attract them? Is it the job of the government? Is it the community or families? Who is supposed to attract them back? How can we attract them back home?
Thank you very much. You see, that's a very good, this thing, you are playing my own territory, because I've been there, done there. Right now I'm in Nigeria. I spent almost half of this thing in America. Lived in the United States for almost 20 years of my life. I left there as a teenager, I left Nigeria as a teenager, and came back to Nigeria as an adult. But I can tell you one thing. The job is in the hands of the communities, the brothers, the sisters. You see, when I was there, most of the communities, most of their brothers and relationship always gives you a bad news. They never give you good news.
So you can keep sending money.
You can keep sending money. We are the people that is causing it, because there's no way. The diasporans always call home to know what is going on. Can you tell me? You will tell. The only good news that comes from Nigeria is that this person died. This person died. They robbed this one. They robbed this. But there's robbery everywhere. And let me take myself for example. They used to call me around 12, 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. in the night to give me such a bad news. One day I called them and I asked my sister, does it mean that
nothing good happened?
Does it mean that nobody, no woman will give birth? There's no better ceremonies in Nigeria that they're doing that makes people happy? Does it mean that anytime you call me, it will be one problem or the other? And I told them, please, from now henceforth, don't call me for any obituary that I'm not an undertaker. Okay? I told them that I'm not an undertaker. If you want to call me and tell me that somebody have given birth, good news. And since that time, they stop. Because I told them, I'm tired of hearing bad news.
Okay, so good news has a way of attracting them.
Good news is the most important thing to a diaspora, because our people are fond of giving you bad news so that you give them money to start solving problem. And the problem you are giving them to solve, they will never solve that problem. They don't want you to come home and start inspecting the house they are building for you, because you will discover that the money you are sending is not even investing in that place. That
they are building stuff.
Yeah, they are not honest. Our people are not honest. That's the most important thing. So, coming home should start from the family.
Then community.
Because I know what attracted me. they started telling me what my mates have done, chief, this, that. I started interacting with them and stuff like that. I came back and saw that everything is going well. I said, no, I must go home. And I'm a person that loves my country. If I don't love Nigeria, I don't have reason to be here, because the other side, every system is working. For me to abandon America and stay here, to tell you that I love my country, and I love Anambra, and I love my state.
Okay, so what's your advice now to a diasporan who maybe people around him do the same thing, always bad news, always, oh, Obodadiroma. But meanwhile, this diasporan really wants to come home, or maybe really wants to invest in home. So as a diasporan that wants to take his wealth home, invest at home, what will you advise they should trust a family member, or maybe use technology and see if they can actually run it themselves, you know, like leveraging technology? Or is there a way they can align with the government and have government help them out? What would be your advice for a diasporan that feel I don't really have a trustworthy person that can
now as a mayor of Atlanta, I've been there, done there, I have my homies over there. I want to advise you them for something, okay. And I want this thing to go viral. Let me be honest with you. Some of these people that we are talking that don't want to come home, they have one issue or the other. They know they can't come home, and instead they will remain where they are. And they try to discourage others because they don't. Some of them don't have their papers. Some of them don't have their things right. Some of them don't have anything, no house, nothing. Maybe they while away their useful age in America, and they have nothing to show over here. So they are ashamed to come back home. The only thing they can tell somebody that is doing very well in America, in London, in other Western world, is to discourage them so that all of them will be overseas. But I can tell them now, Nigeria is good.
So if you want to invest as a diaspora, how do you, must you come back home to invest? Do you send someone? Do you trust someone? What's your advice to somebody in diaspora that would like to invest, but maybe he doesn't want to come back yet, and maybe he feels he doesn't have trustworthy people yet?
Thank you. There's two ways.
Okay.
One, you know, now we have a very good technology. Okay? So before, you send telex, you know, but right now, you can be on a video call with wherever they say that they are investing your money. And you see it. And I tell you, most of our people have too much money in overseas. But because of one story or the other, they don't want to come home. But I tell them that they can come home when whatever they are building for you, whatever your sister or your brother is doing for you, take time. Take your time. It's not going to take you more than 1 week. Just rush and come and see that thing that's telling you is true. And once you start coming, you have opened the way. You will break the chain. That is the secret. Once you start coming back to Nigeria, you will continue coming. But once you keep on sending message, keep on sending message. You see, you'll be too naive to come back. You kind of phobia, you know, having Nigerian phobia. That they will kill you. Nobody's killing you. Okay. Nobody. Mayor of Atlanta has been here for a long time. But I tell you what, it is time for my brothers and my sisters to come and invest in Nigeria. Together we can make it. There's no two ways about that. And our governor, Prophet Chukwuma Soludo, a hard-working governor, have made Anambra State an enabling, created an enabling environment for our diasporans to come back home and invest. With all the infrastructures are put in place.
Okay, so you vindicated the government. According to you, the government has done all it's supposed to do.
Yes.
Okay, so you've vindicated.
And they're still doing more.
Okay, yeah, it's on that more. That's more is what I want you to talk about. Now, what do you think the government can do more? I understand that you said they've already done a lot. What more can they do to further attract these people home? And what can the communities do to help government attract them? Because, you know, in as much as government is doing is on a wider range, the communities know their own children who are doing well in diaspora.
Exactly.
So now the government is doing, how can the community back up? And what can the government do more? Because now we're talking about the election, and yes, we are hopeful that Governor Chukuma Soludo will make it up to 8 years.
Yes.
So, let me say, if heaven says, okay, go more 8 years, as a mayor of Atlanta, advise him on what more he can do so that by the end of that 8 years, we will have diasporans coming home and investing. What do you think? What more should the government do? And how can communities and families assist?
One, he will continue to remain steadfast in security. Life and property of our people matters a lot. That is what diasporans always check or look at before coming home. Two, let him continue. He have already awarded 730 routes, almost finished, affected almost 500 and something routes. Let it continue connecting community to community, because some of these diasporans are calling home. Some of them don't have good road to get to their place. They only end up in hotel because they can't access a good road to their home, and they're used to nice road over there. So let him continue investing on the road and what he's doing. Keep on in infrastructure, making Anambra a great place. The tourist attraction like all this Fun City that is doing. Hospitals that is investing. Like he invested in almost 5 general hospitals across.
Okay.
And the roads that is doing almost 21 local governments. So there's no diaspora that will say that they are not doing anything in their district. So let it continue. And I will like Anambrians to give him more chance. He achieved all these things within a space of 2 to 3 years. You can think, just gaze what he can do in the next 4 years. Anambra, that vision you have, turning Anambra to Dubai in Nigeria, he can do that. And I've seen the handwriting in the wall. Odenibo, he knows the script, he written it, he's just playing the script.
So how communities help?
The community will help.
That's helping attracting this diaspora.
The community will help by helping the government in one way or the other. One, they have to be honest with their people over there. And some communities, some brothers and sisters don't want their brothers to come back home because they want to inherit everything. They scare them away with a lot of false news. So please, they should love their brothers and their sisters. The most important thing is love. Because when you love, you won't try to discourage somebody that wants to come and invest in his own house. So the community is very, very important. Okay. Very important.
What about the families? Because we had the story that happened somewhere in Enugu where the man came back home, invested, and the family turned him into a prisoner. You heard the story, and seized him just to be getting his wealth. So what do you advise families who maybe sometimes when people hear scary stories of when you eventually go home, they kill you?
Yes. I will tell them that that is not true. Okay. Unless you get involved in a dirty business. You can get involved in a dirty business in the family. You can get involved in a dirty business with your business partner. But once you know what you are doing, you don't have to get scared coming back home unless you have a dirty stuff at your back, a dirty closet. So for people that are afraid of coming back home, I am telling you today, nobody is after your life unless your brothers and sisters are planning that. But I can tell you that you can come back and tell them that they are not your God and you can survive. Since they are surviving, you can survive. You will survive more than them. Because they have seen one, you have seen two. Staying in Nigeria, moving to overseas and survive and come back here. You are bigger than them. You have been there, done there, all. So why should you be afraid of somebody that have not gone to Lagos for the first time.
That might not have been
And you have been
Anambra
to
State.
Lagos, to Cotonou. From there you fly. And this person have not even flew for the first time. They don't know how plane works. So why are you afraid? If you are afraid, you are cowards then. I don't encourage cowards.
All right,
So they should come back home. Let us make Nigeria and make Anambra great again.
I like that as your last word. Come back home, let us make Nigeria and make Anambra State great again.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Prince Neville Uchendo, the former Transition Committee Chairman, Anambra South Local Government Area. Whenever it comes to topics like this, I like having this conversation with you because you are one of a kind. You give honest feedback. You're not scared of, when I go back home, my community people will say, I don't talk this one. So I really appreciate that. And I really hope that we're able to touch one or two diasporans to make them understand that our homeland is investment worthy, but you have to appreciate what you have homeland and invest in it.
Yes, once again, I will use the opportunity. It's not political.
Okay.
But trying
make
to,
it quick, sharp, 30 seconds.
I will use the opportunity to thank Odenigbo, Agwatan Orumba. He's doing a wonderful job and he's going back. Nobody's going to take that seat. The seat remains for us.
Oh, all right, thank you
very
much.
much.
Thank you very much for
The
that.
mayor have said so.
All right, thank you so much. All right, the weekend show will continue shortly with breakfast news this morning. Don't go anywhere.